Halong Bay is famous for luxury cruises, but not all of them are as luxury as they claim. Today we're boarding one of them to find out if it's actually worth your money. From the highlights to the letdowns, here's the honest review: the good, the bad and the ugly. Today we're boarding the Ambassador Signature Cruise, one of the newer boats cruising Halong Bay. It markets itself as a 5-star luxury cruise with Michelin-style dining. We've spent about $2,000 Australian for 3 days and 2 nights, with a standard room for my mother-in-law and an executive suite for me, my wife and my toddler. So at this price point, we're expecting a pretty good experience, and I can't wait to give this water slide a try. Alright, so we've just arrived here at the terminal for our 5-star cruise. Great transfer. We were picked up from Hanoi Station at about 5:30 this morning after being on the Chapa Express. Great electronic vehicle, really nice driver, all went really smooth sailing, cost about $150 for the transfer. Yeah, so we've got a couple of hours to kill while we're here, so we're just gonna cruise around inside and see what's around. And that's what we're going on. After a few hours of exploring the port, we were taken by an electric buggy out to a little tugboat that was taking us out to the main boat. In all honesty, it was a squashy mess and wasn't quite screaming 5-star luxury yet. Alright, so it looks like we've got a 25-minute speedboat ride out to the actual boat, so yeah, hopefully we get some food on board. Everyone's getting pretty hungry.
Yeah, why not?
The lunch you can change in the cabin, because right now the cabin is not yet done.
No worries. So we've got a buffet for lunch. I'm not going to run around and film the whole thing. It's a little bit busy and we're really hungry, but I'll be sure to show you later the food. Kindly got us a baby chair to keep Maxie in from breaking all these nice glasses. And we'll get some lunch. So yeah, basically we boarded the boat. The rooms weren't ready, so we had to bring all our bags up straight to the dining area. It's a bit of a shit show, to be honest with you. There was just people running around everywhere, including staff. The food was pretty cold by the time we got to the table, so not a great start, but we've got 3 days, so let's just try and hope for the best, eh? Okay, so more problems already. We booked 2 rooms, one larger one, an executive suite, because we've got Maxie who needs to run around, and just a regular size one for Pua. They've just given us 2 normal rooms at this stage. They've told us to go and check in anyway, and they'll come and let us know. Yeah, so this is a standard room that we didn't book. We've got a larger one for Maxie to run around in. This is what Papa's got. So this is the Ambassador balcony, and we've got the Executive Ambassador balcony. Just waiting on reception to come up and tell us what's going on. So the lobbies are quite nice. They're very old world, makes you feel a bit like 1920s or something like that. Just gonna run down to our reception and see if they've got any answers about what's going on. The first excursion's in about 15 minutes time. I've got to take the boat off to an island, but Maxie's still asleep and I'm still trying to sort out this problem with the room. So yeah, not sure if we're going to make that, but let's go and see. All right, so we got a notification about 5 minutes, 10 minutes ago maybe, saying that the first excursion was departing. We've been told it's leaving in 2 minutes now, so it's not a lot of time for everyone to get off the boat. If you are keen on getting on this, make sure you get ready straight away and just run down there and get on the boat. I think I'll give it a miss for the time being. I'm just going to wait until Maxie wakes up and see how we go. So basically I went downstairs to see old mate who said he was going to speak to the manager for me, Karen. Anyway, he was just sitting there playing on his phone, had to wait a little bit to get his attention. Once again, not particularly 5-star service, I would say. And what he's tried to tell me is that we are in the right room. So we have booked the same room. One is the Executive Ambassador and one is the Ambassador. He's basically trying to say that Executive Suite is on the 2nd floor and Ambassador Suite is on the 1st floor. look, I'll let you be the judge, but I think that's a little bit misleading really when you're booking online. It doesn't specify that anywhere on the website. So you're basically paying extra just for a slight elevation. I'd say it'd be pretty fair to be a bit more transparent about what the room inclusions are if you're going to start charging more money for them. Overall, look, as I said, it's not a great start. I haven't had a really good experience, but we'll keep our mind open. We'll try out what we can and see if we can get the best out of this. Also forgot to mention they were wheeling around a bunch of drinks, you know, soft drinks, juices, beers and everything like that. But you had to pay for it all. So yeah, you spend $2 on a cruise, not even a welcome drink. Pretty disappointing. But on the bright side, I've still got my beer Hanoi that they gave me for free on the Charper Express last night. Cheers, Charper Express. So now we're settling into our executive suite. Just having a bit of a look around to see what we've got in here in terms of luxury. Got a TV, that's pretty good in this day and age. Can't go without that. Some life jackets should this boat go down. One of the things I've noticed is that they don't provide a fridge at all. So if you want to have any cold water or any drinks that you brought on board, you'll have to drink them warm. That's very unusual, I would say, for a 5-star hotel. We brought a couple of drinks. We like to keep our water cold as well, but we are unable to do that on here. Also, keep that in mind if you're a breastfeeding mother and you're expressing and need to obviously keep that stuff cold as well. So yeah, good. 5 stars. I'm trying to find out if there's any Wi-Fi on here. There's no signal at all in the room. If I walk down the corridor on the 2nd floor in the executive area, I can get about 1 bar, but there's no information anywhere for me to even log into that Wi-Fi. Oh good, they've provided us with a second blanket. Looks like it's got blood stains on it, so that's nice. All right, I'm going to try and quit with the negatives now. So we'll go for a bit of a stroll around the ship, see if we can find anything nice. So yeah, I think the guy downstairs might be lying to me. If you look at booking.com and the executive suite, you'll see that it's got the wraparound balcony, which is that one there on the corner. So I believe that's the one that we paid for, but because they've stuffed up, they've told us otherwise. But whatever, we're here now. We'll share it with the rest of you so you can avoid it all. Apparently there's going to be some live music later, so we might check that out with Maxie. Have a bit of a dance if it's any good. See how we go. It's the main dining area. They're sort of getting prepared, I think, for the dinner service, which is going on about 7 p.m. A couple of decorative wine bottles. And some nice outdoor sitting if you want to have a drink later on. Let's have a look at the upper deck. Quite nice, really. No one up here at the moment, so very peaceful. Lovely surroundings. Live music set up as well. I think they do Tai Chi here at about 6:30 a.m. I'm hoping they don't do a big loud buzzer call like they did into everyone's rooms though to announce it. Some nice relaxing piano jazz to soothe the fury. So I wonder whether we eat any meals up here. It's all in the dining area. It's a bit more open up here and a bit more space, so hopefully. This is one of the boats that doesn't actually have a pool, but to be fair, there's the ocean everywhere here and you're allowed to go and swim in that as well. So I think they blow up a big water slide off the back of this boat, so that could be kind of fun. I feel like I'm the only person on the boat at the moment, apart from the crew and Maya and Max who are asleep. They've all gone off on the tour, I imagine. Not sure how they all fit in that tiny little boat though that tugged them off, but anyway, I'll enjoy the serenity while I can. So I've had a small win here. We've got some nice Wi-Fi up on the deck and it's not super slow. So I'm able to download and do a few things, check emails. But that said, if you're in a room in the 1st or the 2nd floor, probably no, you're not going to be able to stream anything or check your emails or do any of those sorts of things. So just keep that in mind when you're booking. So the top floor and the 2nd floor, they both smell like diesel. Yeah, so I'm getting a little bit high to be honest with you. It's making me a bit dizzy. Can't smell it in your room though, so that's good. I think it's because the back door is open and the fumes are coming up from the back engines. But yeah, it's not a pleasant odor to walk around in. Anyway, all right, so we're gonna go up and check out the cooking class before dinner. I think they're doing some spring rolls or something like that. Just checking out with the water situation. So Maya's just been up to the bar and asked for a water and they said, no, you can't have water at the bar, you have to order bottles of water and they bring them down to your room and you get about 500 ml each bottle. So a bit weird.
Can I make another one? Yes.
It's your main course, mate. Let the party begin. I've touched mine already, but Papa's is still intact. Smoked salmon on some caviar with some decorative beans. Michelin dining for Maxi Boy. Spag bol and French fries. Dark sound. A bit hungry, so I've made a chip buddy. So it's fine dining, and Dad's made more mess than Max has. And now he's just dropped all his cutlery all over the floor. Don't think I'm built for fine dining. Not quite sure what this is. It's soup and bread. I already destroyed mine, so I'm just taking one of Popeye's. So Maxie knows there's ice cream coming. He's super pumped. Well, that's for dinner. Pretty good actually. It was like a 7-course degustation. Steak, fish, a few nice things. Yeah, and the service was really good. So big change from earlier today. So that's a...
And after a big day, it was time to get the little man down for a bit of a rest.
More, please. More, para.
Oh man, I'm pretty knackered after dinner. I'm just going to go to bed and I'll update everything in the morning. Morning, it's about 7:30 a.m. Max got up a little bit early today. I've woken up feeling a bit crappy with a sore throat, so I'm just punching through some Panadol and Nurofen. Probably won't be going swimming today, but we'll at least go out to Kapar Island and see how we go. Yeah, so that's the plan. Now, I don't mean this in a rude way, but I might be about 30 years too young for this cruise. Or maybe it's just cruises aren't for me in general. Yeah, we'll see how we go today. It'll be interesting to get off the boat for a little while, go to Kapar Island. Yeah, I still think the annoying part is just about the water situation. Water is just something so basic you'd expect on a 5-star cruise. Look, unless you order more bottles, they give you 500 ml a day in these bottles. They won't sell plastic bottles. Fair enough, because they don't want the pollution, but it's a pain in the ass. There's no like place to refill your water or anything like that. If you go out for dinner at the bar and you ask for some water, they give you some can of Japanese alkalized water that you've got to pay 50,000 dong for. I don't know. For a 5-star cruise, I would say that just at least having a bit of water would be a good start. As I said, there's no fridge or minibar in here, so there's nothing much to drink. If you are really thirsty and you've got a sore throat like myself, it'd be nice just to have a drink. Anyway, we'll see how we go today. Look on the bright side. Hopefully Kapar Island's kind of cool and we get to have a nice Vietnamese lunch there. Yeah, until then, I'll let you know how we go.
Oh yeah, and when I said you could go swimming in the ocean, I'm not sure you'd actually want to. There's quite a lot of floating garbage around, oil slicks. I'm not even sure this water slide actually exists.
Yeah, so at 9:30 we're going over to Kapar Island with the little tugboat at the back. There is going to be a swimming activity there. I'm not sure if I'm going to go in just because I've got a sore throat, but hopefully the conditions over there are quite nice. Keen to just go and have a bit of a walk around there to be nice and see what's going on. Alright, so we've just taken the boat off and we're just going to go for a 1 kilometre hike in Kapar Island. So it's nearly a vertical 1 kilometre climb. I've got Maxie on my back. I've got some sort of flu. We're just pushing through, but it's tough. It's a hell of a climb, but it's a pretty lovely view up here.
In hindsight, wearing Crocs without socks was not a great idea for this hike. And with Maxie on my back, I had to be super careful not to take a tumble. The next stop was a local cave. The walk to get into the cave was actually a bit more spectacular than the cave itself. But hey, we're pretty spoilt in the southwest of Australia. We've got lots of really amazing caves. Come visit sometime. And we've arrived at the Flamingo Hotel for some lunch and a few activities afterwards. To me, this place looks a lot more like 5-star luxury.
So we come off to some resort called the Flamingo Resort, just on our tour of Kapar Island. All included, I think, in the tour. So let's see how that goes. Pretty nice here, super isolated. Thinking about it, I'd probably stay here. If I went, I'd just come straight to Kapar and be able to do my own thing. I don't really like being herded around on tours. Yeah.
And time for some lunch. And look at this bowl of delicious secretions. Yum yum.
Yeah, so they took us for lunch in this Flamingo Hotel Cafe here. Kind of shared plates with everyone. Didn't actually provide any drinks, not even water. So yeah, not sure what the go is with that. Yeah, food was kind of average, but whatever. Pretty nice outlook though. I'd probably consider staying here than going on the cruise if I came back. Yeah, have a look. So yeah, having quite a good time up here in the Sky Bar at the Flamingo Hotel. Just having a chat with a couple of the older Australian blokes who are really nice. Seemed to be on the same page really. They reckon they'd stay here instead of getting on the cruise again. One of them told me that apparently the hotel transfer that they got through the cruise company forgot the bag and then asked him to pay $100 to go and pick it up and bring it on the cruise for him. And they reckon they've had a few problems on board as well. So it's not just me, but anyway. I don't like having to be confined to a schedule, you know what I mean? I like to be able to do my own stuff and plan my own activities. It's kind of a bit weird being kind of like shoved onto buses and moved around everywhere and told where you got to be at a certain time and what you're going to eat and, you know. Anyway, Maxie's having fun. So much space to run around. Perfect. Really nice views.
And just like that, our time on Cat Bar Island was coming to a close. It went really quickly and I really wanted to stay longer. Transfer back to the Ambassador Signature was via speedboat, which was actually awesome. I love a good speedboat. And to be honest with you, the scenery was way better from the speedboat than on the actual boat. Back to the Ambassador Signature.
Yeah, so we've come back from our tour of Cat Bar Island. It was a pretty nice day really, getting off the boat. Yeah, got a speedboat back, that was super fun. I think a guy was asking us on the boat, he's like, oh, do you guys want your room made up? And I was like, yeah, it's a 5-star cruise here, wouldn't mind to have my bed made up. Anyway, I'll show you what it looks like. So here on the cruise ship, you can't actually flush your toilet paper, so you've got to put all the dirty toilet paper in a thing, and obviously Maxie's nappies as well. So that's us after 2 days, just because it hasn't been cleaned by the staff. So yeah, cool. I really wanted to give this a really cool review of like having an amazing experience on a Halong cruise. Rightio, so we've been out hiking all day. They told us they were going to make the rooms up, but basically went in, they've done nothing. We've got no fresh towels, everything's the same as we left it. So yeah, 5-star luxury, my ass. Got our towels now, went down to reception and asked for them. Yeah, a bit sweaty from walking around Cat Bar Island all day, so yeah, it'd be nice to have a shower.
And then the party was getting started. They were singing all sorts of bangers, from ABBA to Neil Diamond. I couldn't quite figure out whether this is karaoke or a cover band, given he was reading the lyrics off the screen. But as you can see, the crowds are going wild. What a vibe.
Let me do it.
Oh. Does it look good, Maxie? Got scallops, squid, sea bass, buncha, soju, chicken. Looks good.
and we all joined in for some random's birthday song.
Good morning. Woken up to our last day on the cruise. We're disembarking at about 9:30 this morning. There was an activity going through the caves this morning. Maya, Max and Poir have all gone. I'm still feeling a little bit worse for wear, so I've just sat it out and had a bit of a sleep in. So first thing I'll say is dinner was absolutely epic last night. Vietnamese menu, 5 stars, awesome. Really enjoyed it. The staff have been really attentive up there and really nice, really accommodating the children as well. So a big thumbs up for those guys. You're doing a great job. Other than that, we were told that we were going to have our rooms cleaned after a sweaty day of hiking and being out on Cat Bar Island. When we returned to the room, nothing had been done. We were then told that it would be done at 7 o'clock while we were at dinner. Kind of doesn't really make too much sense to me. If you're going to be out all day in the humid heat hiking, you kind of want to come in and actually have a shower when you get back on board. Second to that, there was only about 10 people that were on the group that were doing the 3-day tour. So they only had probably 5 rooms to clean that they didn't do. We came back after dinner and the room still wasn't clean. We've got a baby, obviously nappies, all that sort of stuff. So we've essentially got a bin that's overflowing with nappies and toilet paper because you can't flush the toilet paper in here as well. Bit of a sanitary issue if you ask me. Look, in the way of tipping, it's not entirely customary in Vietnam, but it is appreciated. And I think it's kind of the standard for like cruises. I'm going to go upstairs and have breakfast this morning, see if I can tip the kitchen team directly because they're the only ones I want to give any money to. The rest of it has been pretty bad. So I really don't think it's worth tipping. But anyway, we'll go back to Hanoi tonight via a private limousine. There has been good parts to this trip, bad parts to this trip. I want to let you guys be the judge of what you would do. Personally, if I came to this area again, I'd probably rather go and stay in a nice accommodation in Ninh Binh. There's so much more to see and walk around in. You're not confined to a boat, but hey, if you love cruises, you may enjoy this. But I'd honestly look at picking another cruise that had better reputation. Look, but hey, maybe cruises just aren't for me. That said, if you market yourself as a luxury 5-star cruise, there's a few things that you think would generally be standard. Easy drinking water, cleaning your rooms, basic sanitation. These things they've all failed on. Food-wise, amazing. Other option could be if you wanted to go and explore Lan Ha Bay or Halong Bay, go and stay on Cat Bar Island. There's plenty of hotels there. You can organise your own tours, do things at your own pace, which might not feel as rushed as doing it on here within the sort of 1.5 days you're on board. But anyway, at the end of the day, would I come here on the Ambassador Signature again? I don't think it'd surprise you. It's an absolute hard no. Would I come on another cruise? Probably not, given the experience that we've had here this time. But look, it's a nice part of the world. I'm sure there's great experiences to be had here. I would just look elsewhere. Anyway, we're going to go up and have breakfast. I'm going to see if I can tip the kitchen staff directly, and then we're going to get on a speedboat back to Halong Bay Port, and then basically our private transfer back to Hanoi. It's our last night, so hoping for a good one down in the old quarter, and then we fly out tomorrow afternoon. All in all, so far Vietnam has been absolutely amazing. It's in my top 3 destinations in Asia that I've been to, and I've travelled quite a lot of Asia. The people are friendly, they're wonderful with families, there's beautiful things to see, the prices are good, the food's amazing, so don't feel afraid about coming here with a toddler or your family. There's plenty of great experiences to have. Unfortunately, they just weren't on the Ambassador Signature cruise, but that's okay. Sometimes these things happen when we travel, and we just have to live and learn. What are you doing, Maxie? All right, so we've just finished breakfast and it was really nice, good pho, good buffet, everything. Did speak to the staff up there, gave a 500,000 dong tip for the kitchen, and just gave 200 dong tip to 2 of the good wait staff that we had in there that were really standouts. Won't be tipping down the front at reception for the room staff. But anyway, we'll be getting off very shortly. I know I might be picking a little bit of straws here, and I don't mind carrying my own luggage, but they did say leave it out the front of your room and they'll bring it down. We've carried all our own down, so yeah, that's it, you know. And we've returned, there's free water in the lounge. Great. Have one on board next time, guys. Right, so we've been rushed off the boat, our driver's run over there. All a bit of chaos at the terminal. Kind of wanted to go to the bathroom before we go, but we're sort of being rushed off to the taxi, so yeah, anyway. That's it. Ambassador Signature Cruise. Woo!
So overall, I give the cruise 2 stars. The food was a solid 4 to 4.5 stars. But hey, we're in Vietnam and there's lots of good food that can be purchased for a lot cheaper. When you book something that's marketed as luxury, you expect that everything's taken care of. And in this case, there was misleading photos, lack of accessible water, poor sanitation, and overall a pretty poor vibe. I can say I've had much better experiences in cheap hotels and hostels than I did on this cruise. So if you really do want to go on a Halong Bay cruise, I'd highly recommend to do your research and find something that actually lives up to the luxury standard. Or even better, go and book a hotel on Cat Bar Island. It's much cheaper and your money will go a lot further. And don't book just because of the water slide. I'm pretty sure it's just AI. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Look forward to seeing you guys next time.